So this video is a South Carolina prison corrections officer about to have a fight with an inmate. They both agreed to have a fight. There was, the officer told him to do something. He didn't want to do it. They got into an argument and they said, hey, let's settle it with a good old-fashioned fight. We've all heard of the corrections officers taking off their badge, let's handle this like men. Take your badge off. Well, there are officers who will do that if you ask them to do that, and this guy's one of them. So can't show you exactly everything because there is some violence here, but we see the inmate over there. He's ready. He's telling him, come on, let's go. And this officer, he's a pretty tall guy. He's ready. And here they go. And right here, the inmate actually hit him so hard in that moment. That black thing on the floor was the walkie-talkie falling off the belt of the corrections officer. And it stays on the floor the entire video. So they're kind of just squaring up, and that's the end. But I will say for the first part, kind of around when the walkie-talkie fell, the inmate was getting some good shots on him. But they kind of wrapped up, wrestled a little bit, broke up, and then went back. And the officer came back and started hitting him with some pretty good shots. So all in all, I'd say it was even. And I think these two guys ended up having a mutual respect for each other. Nobody got in trouble. And ultimately, it may sound weird, but I think that officer ended up having an easier time with all those guys in that cell block from that day forward. I think those inmates respected him for what he did and for his performance. And after that, the next time he gave orders, I would almost guarantee that they didn't have any issues following those orders. But this is actually at Tiger River Correctional Institution in Inmate, South Carolina. I spent about 3 years out of my 10-year sentence there. I recognize this bathroom. I probably will never forget it. But these guys are all on K2. You probably hear the guy saying K2, K2. It's something called K2. It's kind of like synthetic marijuana, you could say, but really nothing like marijuana. It's more like, and quite literally, roach and bug spray sprayed on like incense or potpourri. It's awful, man. It's awful. You see what it does to you. It's not just the white guys. Anybody can fall victim, and then once you start, it's really hard to stop, at least in prison. I feel like there's just nothing to do. It's a way to escape. Obviously, this doesn't look fun. He looks like he's miserable. But they love it. This guy, oh, man. Yeah, he is. This is what they call wigging out on K2, and there's a lot of names for it. K2, Spice, Tunchi, Katy Perry, Deuce. This is what they do in there. They do this because when they come around with the random drug tests in these prisons, it doesn't show up. It's not actually a drug. You can go to, shops, vape stores, stuff like that, and find this stuff in some areas. But yeah, these guys, they love it. It looks like they are just in complete agony, but they love it. They'll hop right back up. This thing only lasts about 10 minutes in reality. And they'll hop right back up and be their same old self, nothing like what you're seeing here. And they want to do it again. They call it going for a ride. And this looks like an awful ride, but they love it. They love it. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, man, Flop, listen, I've seen so many times where people are acting like this, and you got to pick them up, and they'll drag them back there into that shower that you see in the background. They drag them in the shower and turn the cold water on just to kind of like snap them out of it. I remember a guy, he resembles this guy right there. His name was Shorty Mac. Shorty Mac, little short white guy. This was in 2016. He did about 7 years, and he loved to do K2. Man, he had done about 7 years, and he had a month left of his sentence, and he was going home. And one day, man, he smoked some of this stuff, and he had a heart attack, dropped dead right there in the bathroom in the middle of the day. Never made it home. That was awful. But yeah, you'll be in the cell, you'll be in your cell. You might be taking a midday nap. Not uncommon when you're in a boring place like this, man. I mean, that you don't have roosters, or whatever they do, doodle doo. No, you got these guys. That's what wakes you up. That's you know it's almost lunchtime, hot dog day. This guy's getting, you got some good Samaritans. They'll come and try to feed him some water, have a little mercy, take a little pity on him. This guy, Jesus, he doesn't need water. He needs, I don't know. He came out of his shoes. Those are his shoes on the floor. Yeah. And there they go, spraying. Like I said, they'll spray that water on you. They'll throw some water on you, put you in the shower if you're acting real bad, and just kind of bring you back in touch with reality, so you can do it all over again. That's what they do in prison. That's what they're doing right now. Someone in prison right now is doing what you just saw, and they're having a ball. All right. All right. We got a guy. He's just got a big package in, and he's pretty proud of it.
It's me. Everyone. It's me. Do you know what all those are?
By the way, it's him.
Oh, yeah.
Law enforcement. If you had any questions, it's him.
You don't want to do none of that. This shit right
he's gotten in a big package of phones, cell phones here in prison.
50 extra years in prison.
Lots of chargers you see with that kind of like brown tape around it. Couple special phones, probably more expensive than the rest that you see. That's why they're in that tray, because they're probably higher quality phones for specific people who probably played more of a important role in getting all this stuff in. You'll hear him say in the video, this right here will get somebody $50,000 or 50 years in prison. And let me tell you now, as much as you're probably like, this guy's an idiot, which, even filming this, yeah, probably. He's not wrong about those two claims. $50,000, absolutely. Because what these guys will do in prison, they'll go get like $30 phones from Dollar General or something. That's why you see they're pretty cheap. Okay, they're not taking the risk of throwing over $1,000 iPhones, where 9 times out of 10, when you're getting these packages like this thrown over the prison fence, they're going to get caught, but they'll keep doing it until they get one in. And then when they get one in, it's so lucrative, it's so profitable that it's worth all the times that it got caught. It's just a matter of just keep going until you get it. So they're not going to risk these very expensive phones. They'll get $30 phones from like Dollar General or something. And back there, once they get them in, these $30 phones are now going for, with the charger, all those chargers you saw. If you get a brand new phone with the charger, that's about $3,000. Seriously, $2,500, $3,000. It just depends on how difficult it is to get in on that yard. But on average, when I first went to prison, it was about $500, but it just kept going up and up and up as these corrections officers figure out different ways to catch these guys, and it becomes more difficult to get it in. So there's more, there's not as many phones on the yard. So yeah, the price goes up, and now it's about $2,500 to $3,000 per phone. So this guy looks like he had probably about 20 phones. Now you get 20 phones, $30 a piece. What is that? $600. Now you're selling them $3,000 a piece. I mean, come on. That he's serious when he says how much he can make off that, but he's also serious about how much time you could get. I don't know about 50 years, but you definitely will get some time if you get caught introducing or smuggling in contraband to a prison, especially if there's like actually scheduled narcotics included in this package. You'll get some major time. That's about the worst thing you can get caught doing in prison, besides just, shanking somebody to death. And to finish this off, if you're not convinced already that this has got to be the worst criminal, the dumbest criminal ever, the dumbest inmate ever, to get all this and then film it, well, what's he filming it for? Probably exactly what you're thinking, because I want you to listen to what he says right here at the end of the video.
Click the like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe. But I mean, he kind of jumbled his words. So it was like, make sure you like and subscribe. This guy filmed this specifically to post on social media for clout. Brother, you're going to get some clout, and you're going to take it all the way with you to solitary confinement for who knows how long. And you just extended your sentence. I don't know, man. You can't make this stuff up. That's the video. If you want to see more, these are like 3 clips. If you want to see more of my top viewed prison clips with some commentary and insight on them, let me know in the comments, and I'll keep these coming. Have a good day.